CHAMPS Live is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor. And the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury or are just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 10 of State Champs Live, presented by Lawrence Tech. You cannot gamble on your higher education. The careers of today that are most in need is that of engineers, robotics, architecture, computer science. I cannot recommend Lawrence Technological University enough. I implore you to take advantage of a proven university that has graduates making incredible money right out of college. Find out more at ltu.edu. We are live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. My name is Lauren Platt. Before we get into today's conversation, let's take a look at the headlines. The phenomenon continues. Ypsilanti Lincoln's Imani Bates became the first sophomore to win Gatorade National Boys Basketball Player of the Year honors when the company made its announcement on Tuesday morning. The two-time Gatorade Michigan Basketball Player of the Year added the honor on Tuesday, will be a finalist for the Gatorade Male High School Athlete of the Year award when it's announced in July. Normally, a sports player of the year is surprised at their high school, as Farmington Hills Mercy's Jess Murazik was earlier this year when she garnered National Volleyball Player of the Year honors. But with schools closed due to the coronavirus pandemic, Bates had to settle for congratulatory tweets from pro athletes such as Jason Tatum and Dwayne Wade. BCAM Girls Basketball Coaches of the Year have been announced. The Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan released its Coaches of the Year. Celine's Lee Rom was the Division I Coach of the Year after leading the Hornets to a school record 22-2 mark, while Grand Rapids West Catholic's Jill Vanderendy earned Division II honors for the Falcons' 23-1 campaign. Ishpeming Westwood's Kurt Corcoran is the D3 Coach of the Year for the Patriots' 22-2 campaign, and St. Joseph Michigan Lutheran's Ron Briney took home D4 honors after a 22-1 campaign. Overall Coach of the Year honors go to Byron's Teresa Marvin, who also garnered D3 Coach of the Year honors from the AP last week. Marvin led the Eagles to a program record 23-1 season, their first ever district title, and their first outright league title since the coach was a senior captain on the very same squad back in the fall of 1990. New faces on the gridiron. After years where the faces on the sidelines didn't change, there has been coaching turnover more than usual of late among the Catholic League's football coaching fraternity. Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes is the latest to add a new mentor, selecting alum Jeff Glenn, who had most recently been at Madison Heights Lamphere. Last month, Warren De La Salle hired former Grand Rapids West Catholic coach Dan Roan as its new football coach. That's today's headline. Here is today's Hungry Howie's Twitter question of the day. Do you find yourself playing more video games during this time? Yes, no, I'm training to become the next esports champion, or I just want to play real sports. Find State Champs Michigan on Twitter and vote. We'll read the results tomorrow. Now, we have not had a high school football coach here on State Champs Live until today. That's why I have my extra point shirt. Joining me is the head coach at Brother Rice High School, Adam Korzeniewski, joins us today. Thank you, Coach.
Absolutely, Lauren. Good to see you again, and thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. It's good to see you. We think of football as a fall sport, but there is a lot that takes place in the spring. Talk about how the shutdown has affected your program.
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, as a school, Brother Rice, being a Catholic school and private school, we don't fall under the exact specifications of the Michigan Department of Education. So a lot of our kids and our faculty have done an unbelievable job of maintaining the structure and the order and the distance learning atmosphere that we're having to operate in right now. And so I think a lot of that structure that we've had in place through the school year has been maintained during the day. So if you think about what we now do as coaches on the football side of things, Coach Sroki, who has been handling, and Doug Van Elslander, our performance development program, we've maintained that same structure, albeit in a private setting with routines for the kids to utilize at home. Obviously, it's hard to maximize our potential, but the goal is to do the best that we can with what we have to operate, and as a result, with these kids maintaining that structure to their day, I think it's gone very well.
Well, as you heard in the headlines, Dan Roan, who guided Grand Rapids West Catholic to 4 Division 5 state titles between 2010 and 2015, has taken over the Warren De La Salle job. Spent some time at Ferris State following his 9-year stint at West Catholic. I would imagine it's hard to really prepare for coaching inside the Catholic League Central Division. We've often said it's probably the toughest division in Michigan high school football.
Yeah, so obviously 30+ state championships between the 4 Central Division teams. I'm not going to argue with you at all one bit, and I definitely support that thought. Coach Rono, I don't know the man, but Grand Rapids has played some excellent football as well. I personally, just speaking to the Catholic League in the Central Division, you just see a very physical brand of football. You see kids who make the windows smaller on the offensive side of the ball and react pretty well to their keys and in knowing their assignments on the defensive side of the ball. And obviously he's had some success, but I also my advice to him would be that the other coaches are going to be prepared just the same, and we all know that it's a really good league, and it'll be for the better.
Absolutely. You'll be starting your 4th season as head coach. 4th season, correct?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. As the head coach.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to verify that. As head coach at Brother Rice, 6 wins a year ago and a playoff berth. However, the 6-win rule will no longer apply. It's going to be more about strength of schedule to get playoff points. Having schools like Utica, Eisenhower to start the season, and what we will believe to be a strong Country Day team should you meet them at the end of the season. Do you like this new direction for playoff qualifying?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea personally. So the impact that I've kind of seen, one, we're looking forward to playing Coach Smith. They're a fantastic football program at Eisenhower. I don't think we've seen the uptick this year. I can tell you there was a number of dates that we had to fill, and there were schools looking to fill them, and they didn't necessarily jump at the opportunity to benefit each other with mutual openings. But I do hope that is the case in the long run. I think, if you look to have a successful postseason run, you're going to be forced to have to play some competitive programs. And last year, Brother Rice played 6 teams that made it to the playoffs or qualified. This year, now that schedule is 8. So in the long run, I hope that it works out that way. I don't think we saw that in year 1 from our standpoint. But again, if you want to get ready for the postseason, you have to play better competition during the regular season, in my opinion.
Absolutely. If you have a question or comment for Coach Korzeniewski, ask on Facebook or Twitter. I'll ask it just in a little bit. Do you believe with this new playoff format, you're going to have more schools? I think you just alluded to it, but more schools in state willing, maybe in the future here, to schedule you outside of you having to take on various teams from Ohio or Indiana to round out your schedule? Or do you enjoy the outstate competition and want to continue that tradition that you guys have? I see you have Indiana's Guerin Catholic again on the schedule this season.
Absolutely. So great question, Lauren. Guerin Catholic, again, is a really good program out of Indiana. They also had a winning record last year. Indiana has all qualifiers as part of a 10-game schedule that they play in the state. I think it goes both ways. I think for our young men to be able to go on a long-distance trip and bond and connect with each other is a great opportunity. And we've done that almost every year at Brother Rice because, again, a lot of times you have to find someone out of state who's typically high-end talent to fill your schedule, whether that was Cincinnati LaSalle or Cleveland St. Ignatius or Indianapolis Cathedral. But by the same token, my hope is that because those things cost money too, that some of the in-state competition, and I look at Traverse City Central, we are playing them week 8 this year. I give Coach a lot of credit, Coach Sugar up there a ton of credit because, again, we're willing to make that trip, both us there this year and then them coming down next year.
Having the opportunity to be on the Brother Rice staff as a coach during the final years under Coach Al Fracassa, can you talk about what the experience was like for you working with one of the greatest coaches in Michigan high school history?
Yeah, what an honor. I think of a man who was able to inspire and motivate people like I've never seen, and I could never do what he did in that capacity. The authenticity that he operated with, it was just so apparent. And yet his love for the kids that he coached is something that I would love to be able to emulate. The one thing that I think that I can try to copy, if you will, that coach was able to instill in the kids was the sense of team, that no one is more important than the team. And at a school like Brother Rice, where faith is a component of what we do and everything is about more than just yourself, I think that's definitely something I would love to be able to take, because I know that was a big part of what Coach Fracassa used to make his successful run and be the man that he is here as a leader of Brother Rice.
I'm going to get your comments or questions for Coach K, but first, a softball version, of This Week in State Champs History. To the softball diamond we go. 2007, the year, the battle of the Huron Valley between Lakeland and Milford. The Eagles were Division I state finalists just a season prior, and they returned the All-Stater in pitcher Lauren Memmer. Top of the fourth, Sarah Cupp, who's now an assistant coach of the Lawrence Tech softball team, takes it the opposite way. Milford gets the 2-1 lead. Eagles tied it up. Bottom of the seventh, Kayla Meek coming through, the walk-off sac fly scoring Memmer. Lakeland goes on to beat their rivals 3-2 the final. This Week in State Champs History is presented by Lawrence Tech Athletics. For more information, please visit ltuathletics.com. And if you'd like for us to relive a moment in State Champs history, please send us your suggestions. Let's get to the live questions and comments for Brother Rice head football coach Adam Korzeniewski. And Adam, we do have some down here, and one I think which is on everyone's mind. Matt Bowman sent this one in. Do you think there will be a football season in the fall?
Yeah, obviously that's going to be left up to the medical professionals, but the way I guess I'm looking at it is you control what you can control, and we're preparing our young men as if there's going to be one. And I will always go back. I don't know who said the quote, but the essence of it was, what a tragedy it would be if you find the moment you dream of and life finds you in that moment as it presents itself unprepared. And we're not going to be that way at Brother Rice. So I definitely, like everyone else, am extremely hopeful. I think we all want to see sports on the TV or be able to attend events, but we'll control what we can control, and hopefully we get this under control from the medical professional side of things. And I know they're doing an incredible job, and the people out there on the front lines are to be commended. So we'll see.
Yep, I think you addressed a little bit about what you guys are doing in the off season, but one question from Twitter, and this will be our final question. How does your team look for this upcoming season?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think we're starting to see now where, as we talked as coaches, every young man that will now be in our program has been a part of our staff. They are established in our expectations, our standards. And I think the trend line for Brother Rice is trending upwards, and that expectation of not just getting into the playoffs, but now competing for the Central Division of the Catholic League and advancing in additional rounds and becoming a champion. I don't mean state title. I mean where you operate as a champion and everything you do and the way you respond is becoming now the norm, and we're getting back to that.
All right, the home games played at Lawrence Technological University. I want to thank Brother Rice head football coach Adam Korzeniewski for coming on the show today. Take care of you and your family. We'll talk soon, okay?
Lauren, thanks so much. You guys do a great job, and you do the same, okay?
All right, thank you very much. Time now for the MHSAA Clip of the Day. And that's your MHSAA Clip of the Day. It's a little off-season conditioning right there. You too can have your clip be the clip of the day. Connect with us and we'll check it out. State Champs RoboZone is your home for high school robotics. Download our free State Champs app or please search RoboZone Show. Check out our esports Twitch channel. We've got League of Legends and other games happening there. Again, State Champs Esports on Twitch. Have you seen our DMC Game Changers segments? Great info on how you can improve performance. Here's an example of the over 12 segments we're producing.
Athleticism is more than just training power and speed. Training your sensory system, utilizing your eyes, can improve your reaction time and your quickness. We're going to be training your eyes, connected to your brain, connected to your body. So whatever the sport, incorporate sensory training into your next workout.
For the full 2 minutes of that segment or any other, download the free State Champs app, visit our website or any of our social media platforms, including our State Champs TV YouTube channel. Let's get to the results of yesterday's Hungry Howie's Twitter question of the day. And it looks like if we think fall sports will be impacted by the pandemic, too soon to know for sure. I agree with that. Tomorrow on State Champs Live, 24/7 Sports, Alan True will be back with us to talk about the latest in football recruiting across the state of Michigan. Please join us at 2 p.m. And if you know of a guest or a topic we should talk to or about here on live, please email our show coordinator, Amanda. Her email address is amanda@yellowflagproductions.com. Stay healthy. We'll see you next time on State Champs Live. State Champs Live is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor. And the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury or are just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers.